confidence in sport. And this is Hope's first time with us at Porter, so welcome Hope, we're really looking forward to hearing you. I've had a look at some of your images and I'm so excited to hear what you're going to say. So welcome to Hope.
So I'm Hope and I've been asked to have a little chat about confidence in sport. I was always very fit and healthy as a kid. I was never really at the doctors. I live in the north of Scotland, so you could normally find me mucking around in the mud or riding horses. In January 2008, I went to school as your average 12-year-old kid, but what I didn't realise was that that would be the last time I'd walk for 9 years. I didn't have an accident or get injured, my leg just stopped working. 9 months later, I went to York Children's Hospital in Glasgow and seen a specialist there, and he diagnosed me with reflex sympathetic dystrophy, which is now formally known as complex regional pain syndrome. That is a chronic neurological pain condition which doesn't have a cure, and it's not very well understood by even the most specialist of doctors. When I went for that first appointment, another thing that I didn't realise was that York Hill would then become my second home and the nurses were going to be my family. Till I was 17, when they kicked me out because I got too old. I spent a lot of time in there getting lots of different treatments. Generally when we broke up from school, my friends would go away on holiday and have fun and I'd go to hospital. Unfortunately, treatments weren't all that successful and a lot of them actually made my condition worse. And on the 2nd of August this year, I had my leg amputated electively. For most people, amputation isn't generally a positive experience, but for me it's been the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's given me the opportunity to get out of my wheelchair, to throw away my crutches, and to learn how to walk again, and just to live a life that I absolutely love. I've only had my prosthetic for about 7 weeks. It's still very new, but I'm getting there. The time between losing the function of my leg in 2008 to then getting amputated a few months ago was pretty tough. And a lot of people said to me, like, how did you get through it, how did you cope? And for me the answer was always sport. I was always very sporty as a child, but I went from being able to do any sport I wanted to not being able to walk within the space of a day. But I realised I could still use my arms, so I could still swim. I kept on swimming just because I could. I didn't swim because I wanted to become a champion or to break records, I just swam because I could swim. And then somebody mentioned disability swimming to me, and my initial reaction was that I didn't have a disability, my leg just didn't work. But I kind of thought, I was like, oh, I'll give this a go anyway and see what it's all about. If you never try, you never know. So I went and did a couple of sessions with the Highland Disability swimming team, and a few weeks later I found myself in Glenrothes at the Scottish Disability Sports Swimming Championships. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't really know anything about disability sport. I'd never even really been around people with a physical disability before. So I just went in with an open mind, what can you lose? And I came away that day with 5 gold medals and an invitation to join the Scottish team. It's alright, it's quite good. Up until now, it's been quite difficult for me to reach my full potential because I've always been in a hospital and getting treatments and generally having issue after issue. But since my amputation, things are on the up and I'm training hard to try and represent Scotland at the 2018 Commonwealth Games in Gold Coast, Australia. So because of sport, just about everything I have in my life right now is because of sport. Because of sport, I've got friends all over the world. Because of sport, I've had opportunities that I would never normally have had. Because of sport, I realised that education is quite important and knuckled down and got to university. And because of sport, I'm still here today. As I said, things were really, really tough for a number of years, and sport was the one thing that was always there and made me want to get myself up and just pick myself up and carry on when I didn't really want to. Because of sport, I feel like I now have a voice and I can be heard. As a kid, I was always very shy, I lacked confidence, I never spoke to anybody until I was about 6, including some members of my family. I think my mum and dad probably wish that I was still like that, but they got a solid 6 years. But yeah, now I'm a lot more confident, and I think that showed in the fact that I had to fight to get my own leg amputated because the doctors were strongly against the idea. In a couple of weeks' time, I am flying to Dubai with Corinne and finding a feat to raise money for the charity. That would never have happened a few years ago, but now I have the confidence to just take any opportunity that I'm given and just grab it with both hands. If anybody wants to sponsor us, then come find me or go see Corinne. Yeah, I think one day when I was sitting in a hospital bed in York Hill, I was like, disability isn't the end, it's just a different beginning. I'm never gonna be able to do the same things that I did the same way, but I can just adapt them and just do them my way now. Yeah, and I think if I have any words of encouragement, it would just be to stand up, be tall, be brave, and just do whatever you want to do, and do it now because you never know what's around the corner. Yeah, quite short, but I just thought I'd have some questions.
Superb! I'm so glad you came, Hope. That was fantastic. Does anyone have any questions for Hope? No?
Can I just say that everybody pick up on that? 2nd of August. 2nd of August this year. 2nd of August, Hope got her leg amputated, and I knew Hope before her amputation. I'd met her as well, and yeah.
Did you hear that? On 2nd of August, Hope had her amputation, and here we are on the 3rd of December.
Amazing.
Superb, Hope. It's fantastic.
Yes.
And I think that the work that you're doing, what are you doing in Dubai?
We're cycling 92 kilometres.
Okay.
The only potential issue is I've been on a bike once since I was 13. I'm not worried too hard about it, I'm just sort of going with the flow.
Well, I loved some of the things that you were saying, so I've actually tweeted you as a quote. And my main thing is, if you never try, you'll never know. Hope Gordon. That was superb. Thank you. On the disability sports stand.
I'll be around for a little bit, but I need to shoot off to go to a different
We've got another event to go to. Like she's not busy enough.